Hey guys, Ken Perryman here with another pretty cool product. It is by EDISHINE, and it is a rechargeable LED light bulb with remote. If you notice here, it looks like this, and I've separated them so they can sit like this. Let me show you. They just snap right into place. They have two little prongs that line into the holes underneath. These can be screwed in just like a light bulb at any lamp because there's no metal contacts. You just screw this in as a holding post, and then you operate this either manually or remotely. What I mean by manually is, let me show you. There is a button right here. All you got to do is press it, and look at that. Woo, that is a bright white, isn't it? That was actually kind of a warmish or medium light. And then, of course, it should go through all the color gamuts: red, green, blue, orange, lighter blue, pink, yellowish, another blue, and very pink. Maybe that other one was more purple, and then red again. Oh, and then it's cycling slowly through the colors. And then it flashes through the colors. And then back to your white. Warm white, cool white, and then a cold white. And then press and hold. It should turn right back off. Let's let that camera recover in the light. You can also use the remotes, but we're going to get into that here in a second. What I want to walk through is you get two lights, two remotes, and I will tell you this. I've already opened this one remote, but let me show you. You can turn on both lights with the same remote. Now this is a different color, but let's go ahead and just pull those to the normal white. Now they're normal white. You have the warm white, then you have the cool white. Let's go to green. You can use the remote to set all the colors. Now, obviously you would have to like have these separated far enough that you would use individual remotes, or you could use the same remote, set this one, then go over and set that one. But right now they're so close that they will both pick up the same colors. And look how bright that light is. I mean, it is significantly bright. We can also do the smooth function transition or the flash transition. And you just keep hitting flash, it'll keep resetting. Go back to your normal white light, and that is bright. Now let's go ahead and bring that down. So you can use the remote, and then once you get to the bottom, it's going to give you a big flash. See, big flash. I'm all the way as low as it will go, going back up to the brightness, and that is as bright as it'll go. We will click the off button and turn them back off, let the camera recover again. But as you can see here, you have two identical remotes. I have left a tab in this one. There's a little plastic tab at the bottom here. You can see that I'm kind of pinching. Pull that out, it activates the battery. I would strongly recommend it, unless these lights are going in far different areas of the house. Take this, move it off to the side, leave it in storage so that you can use it later, and then use this guy to your heart's content. The battery is replaceable. It's one of those standard watch style batteries, like remote car batteries. And of course, you have USB-C, USB-A to USB-C connections, for which you have a USB-C connection right here. Now, so I do a lot of camping. And I'm getting a lot of stuff, and I'm prepping for my camping. I'm not a prepper. I'm just preparing for my camping activities. I have an entire light kit that has tons of different lights. This is going to replace quite a few of them. One of the things that I've always talked about with camping gear is you need it to do more than just one thing to make it useful in your camping gear setup. Some things will be only used for that one specific thing, but there are times when you need something to help save space that you only use one item so that you can do multiple things with. So, I mean, again, what is the multiple things? Well, you could take this at home and screw this into that light socket, leave it set, and it'll have a little base. I actually do have those kind of lights that you can screw in. It'll hold it into place. You can use this as without the base, and it just pops right off. Here's the cool thing about it. It has a built-in magnet. Let's confirm that it's a magnet. This is a knife blade here. Yes, it is. It is fairly strong. It will hold itself fairly well. So what I mean by that is you just peel this little peel off, and it'll be a nice shiny piece of metal. It's just for protection purposes. There you go, shiny metal. And then there's a sticky spot right there. You don't need to necessarily take the sticky spot off. Many tents have what they call a hammock, and it has a little mesh bag. Hammock is the best describer of it. And a lot of people will say, oh, you can take your phone, right? You can take your phone and turn on your flashlight and then just set it in the hammock and let it hang down and shine down. Well, instead of doing that, you can take this, put it up against the bottom of the hammock, put this over the top of the hammock, let it capture and sandwich it, and now you have a light that's just hanging there at the top of your tent. Put this up at the top of your tent, way out of reach. Use your remote, turn it on. At night, you're probably not going to want to put this on super blast, but let's go ahead and turn it down. That is just enough. This is going to be perfect for when you're in the middle of pitch dark nowhere and you got a tent on. All you got to do is roll out of bed, have this sitting next to a little table that you have or a little place where you keep your phone and stuff. There's a little mesh pocket sometimes in the tent. Grab this, just flick it on. Now you can go out, use the restroom, walk out in the wilderness and do what you got to do in the middle of the night. Maybe you got to find something in the tent. Also, your significant other is already asleep and you got to get in the tent, grab the remote, turn it on, get in there, make sure everything's good, get yourself snuggled into bed, turn it off, you go to bed. Find a place somewhere that you like. Maybe, as an example, a prime point would be inside my Jeep. I could attach it to the metal shelf that I have, a second layer shelf in my Jeep, snap it to it because it's metal. It'll lock right into it. And the cool thing about it is it's a large shelf. So the dome light in the Jeep shines down inside the vehicle. That shelf blocks a lot of that light. You can take this guy, snap it into it, and use this with the remote or without the remote, because you got to do is push the button. It'll turn it on. And then walk through all your colors, see if it just turns off. So you do have to press and hold. It'll keep cycling through all the colors. Press and hold. Press it, turn it on, you got your lights. Use the remote, turn it on, your lights. If you have something that can do a handful of different things, put one of these in your Jeep. Maybe your cargo space inside your vehicle that holds a large, maybe you got a very large box on the back of a trailer. Put this on and attach that piece to it and unlock the magnet and lock it in there. And then when you open up the box, boop, you got a light switch, remote, turn it on. Go ahead and boom, turn it on. You got the colors. Go ahead and reset these guys again. Oh, I see. There we go. Super bright. Let's go back to red. Wow. That does have a pretty good glow. I just realized my backlights are not on. And that's the other thing too. As you see, as I just turn those lights in the background, I can do the same thing with this guy. Just pop this off. Go over there and set it on a shelf. One of those lower shelves. Well, let me just go do that right now, right? And there it is back there. Go set it to blue. Oh, that is far away. Oh, how about I turn the remote to the right direction? Yeah, not smart, kid. Right, then we got green. You can set the colors. Put those over there. Let's do the other one. Just set you right there. That was actually a metal rack, so it kind of stuck itself to it. It does kind of reflect off of something, so it's got a little bit cooler glow to it. So we can go ahead and green. Right. We'll go ahead and you gotta do red for Bulldogs, Georgia Bulldogs. Can't do blacks, but we can do white. That I just saw light up this back side of this office. It lit up. Yeah. Hold on, let me see. That's kind of interesting. I kind of like that. I'm really happy with those set up there. Boom, turn it on red. We got red. There we go. Okay. So I will make mention that you do have on this remote, and you can see those lights right behind me right there. On the remote, you only have a select few colors. But let me tell you, you don't want the slightly between yellow and blue or whatever colors, which is green. The colors you have here are going to be more than enough. I like that kind of blue. That's pink. There's your purple. I know I'm purple. That's why it flashes. Again, your whites. And then are we as bright as we can go? Yes. Oh, now we are, both of us. Warm whites, a little added color. I can kind of see that color. Super cool white there. Again, going back through the gamut of colors, going back to my red for Georgia Bulldogs. Very useful for camping and with the colors. What I love is that this is an RGBW set of lights. Those are true white lights. In fact, they're not just whites. You can do the cool straight white. You can do the mix, which is a mix of warm and cool, and then you can do straight up warm. So I like that you have those true LED colors. I have lights that shine down right here that I have. These are set with a remote system. These guys, I have to go into an app, turn it on. Instead, I could take that guy, shine it right down, and I'm good to go. Might actually be an option. Who knows? So let me go ahead and put these back on red so I can drop the color down a little. There we go. So with all that, those are super cool lights. I like how easy they're used to employ. I didn't set anything up. I literally on the remote just ripped the tab out, let the battery activate because that's just a piece of plastic blocking the contacts. and the remote works perfectly fine. I'm just switching through colors. It's fairly simple to set up and go. Straightforward, easy to use. There's a few points that you can look into in the manual and walk you through some points if you get caught up in something, but it's very, very simple. Love the fact that it has a magnet system and then also has an extra plate that you can stick to something. I'm even looking at my overhead hanger here that I could stick those things to and lock those lights onto. I'd have some down shooting lights. I hope this is helpful for you. I do appreciate your time, and I'm out.